Hello, good people of YouTube. My name's Nathan, and today we'll be talking about my experience at A2F and why I left. You'll just be looking at this page. I don't really have anything else to show, but I think this is the best page while I'm talking about my experience. I'll be reading off a document. Anyways, so to start off, coming into UCR as a freshman last year, fall quarter. I didn't really know much about college fellowships. I mean, I knew what the cults looked like. They were pretty obvious, right? There was the Godmother Church. There was the one about we gonna, our Bible doesn't exist, or church should be on Saturdays. Like, yeah, there was some stuff that I knew what to avoid. But A2F, it seemed like it was decent, right? And I gave it a shot. I didn't really know too much about A2F. My first event in fall quarter with A2F was actually going to eat at Korean barbecue. A lot of the other events that I attended during that quarter were about food or travel. Um, and during my time first quarter, I loved it there. I was constantly getting love bombed. Everyone was showering me with compliments, and one mentor, he was playing me in basketball, and I blocked him like a few times, or I played really good defense. He was like, "Oh, this guy's really good at basketball. Oh, I didn't expect that." And another mentor was like, "Oh, you're an interesting guy. You have a lot of insights, and you're thoughtful." Um, I had a Highlander homie, like an older brother. I think it varies, but like at that time, it was a Highlander homie is what they called it. And he's kind of like guiding me through college about classes, what classes to take, what classes he's taken, what breadth requirements he's taken, right? Whether easy, not easy, what classes are fun, interesting to explore. And I thought I had found a really good fellowship. And in return, I gave my time to their events, whether it be the Halloween party, Thanksgiving. I actually stayed over Thanksgiving and went to their events during Thanksgiving break. I also stayed over, um, and I also went to their Irvine church when they were gathering for Thanksgiving. Um, I used some of my guest swipes for them for the dining hall. Some of the mentors I took out to that dining hall here at UCR, Glasgow. Come winter break, I was participating in their challenges. I was talking about what I'm talking about is there were challenges you could get points to essentially get a free right winter retreat was coming up in winter quarter like the first week. So if you did enough of these challenges in your team, your class won the challenges against other classes, then you would essentially get a free ride plus a free lodging and a free experience at Winter Retreat. You get points to reading godly books, doing acts of services, memorizing a section of the Bible, or prayer, I think, as well. I did that. Or did my class win? No. But it was a fun little experiment that I took part of. Come winter quarter, I was especially lonely during this time, and I started relying heavily on A2F for community support. I was also checking out another club slash fellowship called InterVarsity, but A2F at this point in time I had seen as like I legitimately could see myself being here for the next 4 years. Every week I'd be with A2F during the winter quarter playing volleyball with them. I think we also had a trip to Irvine, and still rides were being provided by my mentors. This was all going great, and I thought I found the perfect place to call my second home, away from home. But then come week 7 of winter quarter, I see seniors and other juniors leaving for double ACF. It's another fellowship. It's Asian American Christian Fellowship. And I followed them and I asked them why they left for double ACF. And they shared with me some of the problems and difficulties within A2F. Some of them talked about how they were talked to, like rebuked about leading a skit that wasn't good enough for A2F or didn't promote A2F enough. Others shared about getting bullied by other students within the fellowship, and some said the intense workload that was being placed on them was too much, and it was only going to get worse. I was still, even after seeing them leave, I was still kind of committed towards spring quarter, and during winter to spring quarter, to A2F. But the chance of me staying had sort of dropped, I guess. Come spring quarter, I have a brother, and he got accepted to UCLA for college, and he was going to come for Bruin Day. He had never really taken his faith. I guess you can. I haven't seen him like take it as seriously as me, in my opinion, or hasn't like been actively trying to grow it. I guess he's just been so busy at that time. I don't blame him, but he's just so busy. So I thought this would be a great. I thought E2F would be a great place for him to grow and to really have a strong foundation. I was wrong. Um, and so I set up a meeting between mentors, between the mentors at UCLA and him, through a mentor I knew who used to go to UCLA, who was a mentor at UCLA, but now was a mentor at UCR. And when come Bruin Day, I was there as well, but my brother was, you know, only given like 5 minutes of time, and that was it. They also had like a cyber coding event, but he wasn't invited to for some reason, and the mentor didn't show up. Instead, it was just some seniors that wanted to talk to him, and they didn't really talk to him much. 5 minutes, like how much can you cover in 5 minutes? I was really pissed off by this. I felt like they did not understand what was at stake here for my brother. And, my brother, according to my mom, that I learned, was really disappointed in A2F. I had been hyping up A2F my whole time at UCR at this point, because I was talking about fellowship. Oh, I'm having a great time at fellowship. I'm learning about God. I'm learning about the gospel. And he just seemed so disappointed, and I was really worried about his faith and his relationship. And a week later, I experienced something that would ultimately lead to me leaving A2F. I got rebuked by a mentor who I didn't know at all existed. Like, I had met her for the first time, and she was like, just my one offense, hey, you getting rebuked. um, she took me to a dark room. She trapped me in a dark room. Actually, the light wasn't on in that room. I was actually putting something away in my backpack, and she blocked the exit. And I wasn't helping out as much as she would have liked. And she started blasting off. She was like, "You should have like helped, that mentor out. He needed you. He's just like one pan, lady." I had cooked earlier, and I understand you're tired. I'm tired too. F off a little bit, please. Like, come on. Like, what are you trying to do? I was terrified that moment. I initially wanted to sock the crap out of her and then run away, but I didn't do that. I just stood there and like almost cried. My Highlander homely and a fellow freshman mentor told me that, oh, she's just like that. Oh, she means nothing. She just wants the best out of you. And I was like, the hell? I was like, that can't be. That was my one time offense, and that results in that. What does two-time offense get you? I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay around for this, and you know, I had consistently at that point taken on responsibilities from other mentors who I didn't have such a close relationship with. I was told one time I was trying to walk to a mentor after service and talk to him about the Warriors. I'm a Warriors fan. And the first thing that came out of his mouth was like, "Hey, can you watch over my kids?" And all of a sudden he started walking away. He started walking to another group of mentors, and I was like, I reluctantly agreed. I mean, like, I'm not going to walk away, but I did it. But that was my intention to when I walked to him, I was trying to talk to him about the Warriors, right? And this happened a few times. Like I was helping out, putting chairs away, and people were like, "Hey, can you also do this as well? Hey, can you do that?" And I started to see what other people were talking about, other students, that students that left for double ACF. I started to see, okay, maybe they're right? And this rebuking event really led to me like questioning everything I knew about A2F, everything that I thought was great about A2F. And shortly afterwards, I would read into the news articles and other Reddit posts. I would ask people from InterVarsity, people from AACF, what they thought about A2F, and they all said similar things. A2F is not a great place to learn about God. It's a fringe cult, in a sense, what they told me. It's a closed off community that is an echo chamber, as some of them have described it. It doesn't do a good job, growing faith. It just wants people to stick around, right? And I had heard enough, and I decided going to summer already, I'm not staying in A2F, right? I'm not, after my experience, the rebuking event, the other stuff that has happened, the Reddit posts coming out, I said enough is enough. It's time to go. So I left. If anyone's wondering about what happened to my brother, he's part of InterVarsity now, so he's fine. He's found that to be a welcoming place and a free place with no strings or attachments. Even though he struggles to go to events, he's a mechanical engineering major and he's busy, but he has seen no problems within InterVarsity. Like he was the first one in my family to really consider A2F a cult, and I was sad at the time, but I now see that he's right. It is a cult in some ways. It is, and even though he struggles going back to my brother, even though he struggles going to events for InterVarsity, student leaders, according to him, have been pretty great. They still want to bless him, right? They, even though he can't make it always, they're still willing to be there for him, and I couldn't ask for a better fellowship to take care of and to help, kind of help them out, help my brother out. That's my experience. That's what I was going through. Um, there were times during this year that I was coming back for basketball with them, but I saw a constant love bombing on freshmen. Nothing changed, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't keep coming. I can't come back. So this is really the goodbye to A2F. This is the end of our relationship as partners. It's the end of everything. I'm not expecting to get invited back to basketball next week. I'm pretty sure this is the end. Um, there's no way I can see myself coming back. There's nothing that can be done. It's essentially over, and I hope you guys change. Because other fellowships have taken notice of you guys. Other staffers from other fellowships have noticed, and we're not going to say it to your face. Oh, you're a negative influence on the Christian community. But if you ask enough questions, if you implore student leaders, as staffers as well, you will eventually see and hear the truth. Other people really have a negative view on A2F and what it brings to the Christian community at these campuses. We're praying for you to change, and we hope you change because you're hurting us as well as we're trying to bless our campuses as well. So, without further ado, that's it. See you all in the next video. Goodbye.